In this video, we will be talking about strongbacks. And a strongback is nothing more than a piece of wood that is used to prevent another piece of wood from moving or moving as much. So a strongback in this case that's used in a garage with rafter ties is going to do two things. It's going to prevent the rafter tie from moving to the right or the left, and in some cases prevent it from sagging too much. You know, if you just have a 20-foot long 2x4 and you just put it up in your garage, wouldn't be hard to imagine this 2x4 sagging in the middle. You know, kind of the weight of it, the board is just going to force it down. With the strongback, that's going to help. Because the strongback can actually sag. You know, if you have a 20-foot by 20-foot garage, 20-foot long 2x4 in this direction, 20-foot long 2x4 in this direction, there's a good chance that in the middle of the garage, it's going to be sagging, especially if you store stuff up there also. So one way that you can connect them together would be through some building hardware like this. I believe these are hurricane ties. Something like this would work out great and give it a nice tight connection. Something like this, might work fine. I think I would use the other method, but again, I'm just kind of throwing this out there. This looks like it will work. And of course, this is actually the most common method you're going to find, and that would be a carpenter just simply driving a nail, a 16D nail, on each side of the collar tie into the rafter tie. And you're probably thinking, this isn't going to do much. But if we take a look at it through an X-ray view, you can see here where it kind of creates something that isn't going to allow a lot of movement. And I'm not saying that these that the rafter ties can't separate from the strongbacks. Not saying that at all. I've seen them separate too many times, but this method right here, kind of creating a crisscross, does create a nice connection. And again, I've worked on a lot of houses and that have had situations exactly like this, and you'll see one of the rafter ties is separated about a ½ inch or something from the collar tie, and the one next to it is still tight. So if you have a situation like this, you might have one or two that have separated a ½ inch and the rest of them are still tight to the board. So it is a good connection. It's just not going to be as good of a connection as using a hurricane tie. Now, if you are looking for something a little stronger, then use a larger piece of wood. Here we have a 2x6 instead of a 2x4. This is going to provide you with, a little more strength if you're worried about the board's ceiling joists or the rafter ties sagging down. This isn't going to provide you with much of a difference to prevent the ceiling joists from moving right to left, kind of a thing, and that should make sense. Now, if you have a big sag in the ceiling, and again, this wouldn't be something you would probably need for rafter ties, but if you have ceiling joist, then a beam, a larger piece of wood, is probably going to be a little better than a smaller piece of wood. And again, you can always, you can double these up. You can use depending upon the span. If you have a 20-foot span, then you might need something like a 4x10. I think here I have a 4x8, and I'm just kind of giving you an idea how you can use a hanger to connect it over here to if you had a situation like this. And of course, if you use a large enough beam for your strongback, and of course this might not be referred to as a strongback anymore, it might be a structural beam, then you could always use it to support the roof if you're having problems with the roof rafters sagging, and that might be a more common situation in a building with 2x4 roof rafters, or even longer spans with 2x6 roof rafters. And in our last example, I will show you how a strongback can be used to replace blocking in a 2x4 floor truss system like we have here. And I know a lot of people think they can put a board in here, and I'm not saying you can't. And, it's going to prevent the floor trusses from sagging, and I just don't buy it. It might help a little, but I don't know how much it would really help in the end. And of course, it would all depend upon the situation. If you have a floor truss like we have here, I think we're looking at 30 foot wide. You put a 2x4 down the center, I don't think it's going to be doing much. If it's a floor truss that's 10 foot wide and you put a 2x12 down the center of something like this, might make a difference. So I hope that makes sense. Other than that, the 2x4 or whatever you're using for your strong back, and again, these are blocking. Instead of blocking the trusses, these are going to prevent them from moving from the right or the left kind of a thing. And they actually would. If you didn't put them in, you're going to have them turning. The bottom of it could actually turn to the right or turn to the left. I've seen that happen before. So, and again, always check with the product manufacturer before, thinking that everything I say in all of my videos is going to work for every single project. Probably not going to happen. And here we have the strong backs lapping, and some of them you might need to lap them a little farther. They might need to connect to 3 or 4 trusses, and here I just have them lapping to 1 on each side, kind of a thing. So that is it for the video. By now you should have a pretty good idea what a strong back is used for. We normally see them in ceilings. That is going to be the number one use for them. But as I suggested in the video, they can be used, make them a little larger. And if you can, a hip roof is also going to create problems for you with your strong backs, because you're not going to be able to set them. You might have to connect it to a rafter where you won't be able to set it on top of a wall. And then that's going to be creating more of an issue for the roof rafter, when you start putting a lot of weight on it. So larger boards, if you're going to flatten out a ceiling, you got a plastered ceiling with 2x4s or 2x6 and you want to flatten it out, you might need, just a 2x6 just might not cut it, especially on larger spans. A span over 12 feet, you might need a 2x8, something like that, or 2 2x8s nailed together, or a 4x8.